Welcome, 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 welcome. This is Low Key T. Today we talking what's your craziest food delivery stories. I literally just ordered some shit off of Uber Eats. And then for some reason I hopped up into some reviews knowing damn well that was not a good look. I saw some shit that I cannot go back from. So I said, fuck it. Why not make a video and we can talk about our craziest food delivery stories? So bear with me, family. Bear with me. A one man army on this motherfucker. Bear with me. Give me a second. Get right. And once again, on the way in, family, I always forget to say this shit. But on the way in, hit that like button, please. Please, will you please hit that like button? Fuck it, hit the dislike button. Either way, it's all love. I need your energy. And remember, subscribe, family. We about to get up into it though. Give me a second. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, let's get into it. Now I'm gonna read a couple crazy stories from people that posted their stories across the web. And then, hopefully a couple of my family members, my YouTube family, hop in on the chat. And then they can share their personal stories. But until then, let's get into it. Food delivery drivers shared their most outlandish stories from the job. When I was in college, I delivered pizza for Domino's to a local university. The girls' dorm used to always request me. I used to think it was because I got the pizza there fast and hot, but one night it seemed that hot pizza wasn't what they ordered. I delivered to room 212, a room that I had delivered to two other times that week. A cute blonde that lived in that dorm room was always friendly and always tipped well. This time it was around midnight and my shift was about to end. She answered the door in a see through nightgown and paid for the pizza and then asked, "Are you sure you can't come in and have a piece?" Goddamn. I was young and stupid and thought she was talking about the pizza. Unfortunately, I had other pieces to deliver. Shit, this dude is looking like a fucking beta male out in the streets. I was young and stupid and thought she was talking about the pizza. Unfortunately, I had other pieces to deliver. Then a couple of seconds later, it dawned on me what was going on here. I was a slow learner back then. I politely declined and finished my shift. I always wished that I had quit my job right then and there and enjoyed a peace with her. I am sure it would have been memorable. Respectfully, he turned out to be a homosexual. Respectfully. I rang a doorbell on a rural property, and two dogs came out of nowhere. I can't even try to read that shit. And Alsatian and a Doberman, and bounded toward me, snarling. I couldn't think of anything else to do but lower the pizza box in front of me to block them. It worked as the dog started sniffing at the box and lost interest in me. When the woman answered the door, she was startled to see the dogs out and said I was lucky. That nigga almost got bit in his whole ass. Dobermans don't play no games. Shout out to Queen Keys to winning the building. Shout out to Queen Miss Solo 78 in the motherfucking building. Today we talking crazy. What's your craziest food delivery story, Queens? What is it? I just ordered me some Uber Eats, and then I fucked around and read some reviews. I seen some shit I can't unsee, but I'm gonna eat the fuck out this food. Either way, it is what it is. It is what it is. My grandmother taught me you cannot waste food, even if you don't even like that shit. You better eat it. My grandma used to make me eat tomato grits every morning. I didn't want to eat it, but I ate it, and I threw that shit up every morning. I think it's safe to say I hated my grandmother for a certain amount of time. The next story we're going to get into, I drove into a crime scene. A murder occurred, and the police surrounded my vehicle, forced me out, cuffed me, asked me what I was doing. I told them I was delivering a pizza. They told me I had to leave the area. What the fuck? A drunk guy offering me his wife if I wanted her. I was 20 at the time and more than a little freaked out by the offer. What the fuck? Yeah. Tomato grits, the nastiest shit on this planet. Literally looks like fucking vomit. Like when it's prepared, it looks like vomit. No bullshit. This dude, this man is just trying to deliver this damn food, and he pull up, and this man is offering his wife. What kind of fucking, this nigga be watching way too much Pornhub, man. Next story. My pizza shop would write DP or DP on the ticket. Oh shit, Miss Solo going in. I'm gonna get to you after this story. Would write DP or DP on the ticket. These stood for either Diet Pepsi or Dr. Pepper. I will always get the two confused. Many times we drivers were in a hurry because of the rush or being short a driver. That's a fact. I delivered pizza for like 3-4 different fucking places growing up. I grabbed the Diet Pepsi. I hand the order with the Pops, Diet Pepsi, pizza, and other to the guy at the door. There is a girl inside the room, and she is angry and yelling because she wants a Dr. Pepper, not a Diet Pepsi. I am closer to a convenience store than to my shop, so I tell the guy who answered the door that I will be back. I buy a Dr. Pepper out of my wallet. And on the way back to the customer, I shake the pop for the entire trip back. What a fucking dick. I set the shake and pop on the guardrail outside the apartment door and knock on the door. I hoof it back down the stairs to the ground floor, and I am in the doorway ready to leave the apartment building when the girl answers the door. The pop is well shaken. The girl is at the doorway of her apartment, and at the top of the stairs, I am at the bottom of the stairs in the doorway leading outside. The girl wants to give me a tip. She is really apologetic. I keep telling her, no, don't worry about it. She is insisting that I take the tip. The pop is shaking. It is going to explode when she opens it, and I don't. He said, I don't want no parts of that when it opens. I thank her anyway, refuse the tip, and I take off. I would have given a couple dollars to see her face when she opened that pop. That nigga did all that shit, and he ain't even watch the shit soaking it. Let's see. Miss Solo 78 says, I had to pick up some cabbage and lettuce at a place called Johnson's Farm on the border of Florida and Georgia. The place was like a slave plantation, scared the shit out of me. What the fuck? It was about 10 black people in the field, one old white man in a brand new Ford truck chewing on a toothpick. The black people looked like they didn't know we ever had a black president and looked at me. They looked at you. They looked at me like I was a new breed black person. They looked at you like how the slaves was looking at Django. It was like, that's a nigga on a horse. What the fuck? See, that's why I don't be going down south, man. I stay my ass up north. I'm not trying to go down south. They gonna fuck around and kidnap my ass. Fuck that. New story. On a delivery, I once saw a woman parked on the side of the road in her car. She was looking through binoculars into someone else's house. The fuck? When I delivered pizza back in 2010, I delivered pizza to a pretty impressive igloo in a city park parking lot. Niggas is out here posting up in igloos. Yo, what the fuck? What in the literal hell? A pretty impressive igloo in a city park parking lot. The kids didn't actually tell us they were in an igloo because they thought we would think it was a prank. I was very confused when I pulled into an empty parking lot until 5 people came out of the snow in a billow of smoke. What in the hell? What in the hell, man? If I pull up on a nigga in an igloo, dude, I'm just putting the piece on the ground. I'm keeping it moving. I'm not approaching. I'm not approaching. That's a fact. New story. I was delivering Chinese food years ago when I was in my early 20s. I went to the door of this house in a new neighborhood. Some of the houses didn't even have lawns. Oh, that sounds like the projects. A woman answered the door with several kids around her. Projects. She grabbed the food and as she respectfully, I love the projects. Uh She grabbed the food, and as she went down the hallway, she told the kids to pay the man and figure out the tip. The kids handed me a wad of cash and shut the door. I counted it as I walked back to the car, and the tip was about 75% of the bill. I went back to the house and rang the bell again. The mom answered, and I explained to her how the kids must have made a mistake. She said, "That's generous. Have a good night," and closed the door with a smile. What the fuck? It said, "Take that L." New story. I clocked on. Damn, man. Low key, you don't know how to fucking read. Low key, need y'all to give me some hooked on phonics or some shit. You know, Christmas coming up. I clocked on at nobody says I clocked on. I clocked in, you dumb fuck. I clocked in at 4 p.m. one day and got an order to deliver straight away. It was unusual but not unheard of to deliver at that time. I rang the bell of the house and 2 guys opened the door, giggling like idiots. Oh shit. They paid me and took their pieces. By the time I got back to the shop, less than 5 minutes away, they had already ordered again. I can't remember for sure, but I think I went back to that house 3 times with pieces. They were stoned out of their minds. What the hell? I'd be tight as hell. That sound like Mama Candy right there. That sound like some shit Mama Candy be doing. You just be ordering pizzas. She'll order a pizza. She'd be so fucking. She'd be so high. She forgets she ordered the pizza. She ordered another one. Probably give him a different name and shit. Respectfully, respectfully. A young boy who used to work in my friend's hotel had Down syndrome, but he was the most loving, cheerful, and kind soul you would ever meet. And yes, the most hardworking, and not a day would go by where he wouldn't politely take everyone's orders and give them the best service possible. Even when people would tip him, he would shockingly point out to the tip box and inform the generous tippers that he would share the tip with his colleagues. On his birthday, to his surprise, all the patrons of the restaurant came over to celebrate his birthday with gifts for this sweet little lad. One of the most touching moments I have ever witnessed. Oh shit. I'm tight. You said I do a great job reading. Get the hell up out of here. Get the hell up out of here. I get hella frustrated when I'm reading. I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, it sounds about right. That's a fact. You know, Mama Candy, she be on that good shit. She'll order a whole damn pizza. 2 minutes later, shit. Did I order? Let me hop up into the next story. I delivered pizza for 4 years. It was an interesting job to say the least. Weirdest experience will have to be this. One night I'm finishing up delivering, and I come across the last house. I walk up to the door, ring the bell, and nobody answers. Mind you, I'm not late by any means. A few minutes pass, and I return to my car and call the store to see if they can reach the residence. About 10 minutes have passed at this point, with no response from the folks who ordered. Just as my boss is telling me to leave, I look up. In the second story window is a completely naked nigga just staring at me. Yo, not one to shy away from weirdness. I wave. Why not make it more awkward? The man quickly disappeared, and a minute later, I am greeted by a terribly embarrassed, somewhat drunk, middle-aged man wearing a towel. He apologizes profusely, taking his pizza and leaving me with a nice tip. That nigga was butt ass on purpose, man. Nobody stand in the window butt ass naked on accident, man. That nigga wanted you to see. that nigga wanted you to see what he was working with. Pause. One day I had a delivery to a mobile home in a trailer park. Oh shit. I stood on a second of the 3 small steps in front of the door and knocked. He says, "Watch out, there's a possum under the stairs." Oh shit. It's on the stairs right behind you. I calmly turn around, certain he's pranking me, and see on the bottom stair a ferret. See, that's the shit I can't fuck with, man. If I seen a ferret, I kick the shit out his whole ass. That's not a possum. That's a ferret. Are you sure? Yes. At this point, the ferret saw the nice warm room at the top of the stairs and ran past me, past the guy, and into his living room. The guy screamed. So, being my helpful self, ran in to catch the little bugger. I should probably mention here that I am a 5-foot little girl weighing around 90 pounds. I should also probably mention that ferrets run very fast and that grown men have very high pitched screams. I finally caught it with the guy thanking me profusely and took it back to work to find someone who wanted it. All right, that's a lot of fucking work, yo. That was a lot of goddamn work. If she was blocked, nah. That's a lot of goddamn work, yo. Them shits are scary as hell. White people love, you want to talk about shit white people like? White people love some fucking fairies. They love some animals that look like this. My man's look like hepatitis A through Z, fam. I don't want no parts of that shit. That's all white people. I remember, man, when I was in school, all white people was talking about, I want a pet ferret. Fuck you gonna do with a ferret? You can't walk that shit. You can't even, probably can't even pet that shit. You probably running around the house all the damn time. Let me see. The hell are you gonna do with a goddamn ferret? Let me see. Let me hop up into a few more. Let's see. Keys, I'm watching you, Keys. You ain't even tell us your story. Keys, you ain't even tell us your story of your craziest delivery. And Solo told us they was looking at her like Django and an 18-wheeler. Miss Solo, you was a free? You was a free, Solo? All right. Willis is in the dog food again. Pulled up to this easily $1.5 to $2 million house. Lady opens the door, and as she's signing the receipt, I hear Bethany. Willis is in the dog food again. This is deep in Louisiana. Oh shit. So this is all in a typical Southern drawl. I look behind her and see a man chasing a full-grown pot-bellied pig wearing an LSU jersey away from what I assume is the dog food area. Willis returned to the area shortly after. What in the world? That's the second time I heard about that shit. I went to Pet Goods like a month ago, and I seen a grown ass white woman with a pet pig. With a pet pig. Like Pet Goods is kind of like a like Petco, right? And I forget the name of the pig. It was like Elizabeth or something. And I'm just like, what the fuck do you do with a pig at your house? What the hell do you do with a pig at the house, man? I'm telling you, man. Bless her heart, but I'm sorry, man. Where the fuck do you even buy a pig at? What the fuck, man? Hold on, y'all. It's free now. Hold on, give me a second, family. And that piece of looking right to the motherfucker. That shit made me want to order some pork belly pizza right now. About to have Elizabeth on my motherfucking pizza. You don't have one, Key, so nobody ever ate half of your damn food on the way. Let's see. Oh shit. Shout out Always Raining in the building. She done found the chat. Always Raining done found the chat. Always Raining. We talking, what's your craziest food delivery story? Miss Solo's was long story short, everybody looked at her like she was Django. Let's see. Let's hop into some more stories, y'all. That piece, tell me this pizza don't look good as shit though. That's what I'm about to have for dinner. Pork belly pizza. I'm about to have Elizabeth on a pie. Amish family dinner. I don't trust Amish people, respectfully. Delivered 30 pieces to an Amish family. About a 35-minute drive. What? The entire family met me outside to grab a pizza. My man said he delivered 30 pieces to an Amish family. I thought them niggas wasn't supposed to be using technology. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is what I'm talking about. How they order this damn pizza if they not supposed to use a phone? Anyway, the entire family met me outside to grab a pizza. I took the rest in and followed them inside to their dining table. The elder of the family gestured to me to sit down with them, and he pointed to the one open seat. I realized that they saved me a seat to eat with them and then fuck around and eat your ass after. I didn't know too much about the Amish back then, and I wasn't sure how rude it would be to say that to say that I'm working and couldn't or shouldn't. I was also thinking, on the other hand, they could have killed me. Remember, I wasn't an educated 16-year-old, so I sat down and ate 2 slices of pepperoni pizza with them. I found the girl across the table to be very attractive. Niggas gonna get caught up. Pay attention. Um, they said a prayer of some sort and didn't talk much after that. Just asked my name and how thankful they were for me to drive all that way. I finally had to get back to work. They didn't tip. Sucker nigga, which was fine. I enjoyed the time with them. My man delivered 30 pieces. It took him 35 minutes to pull up, and they ain't even leave him a tip. That's fun. They ain't even give him a fucking. They ain't even. I know they got a whole bunch of like cows and shit. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't even give him no milk, and they didn't give him nothing. They didn't give him nothing. If that was the case, he could have ate their pizza on the way there. What kind of shit is this? Let me see. Undies. Mid to late 50-year-old man comes to the door in an unopened towel robe. You can already guess his race. Respectfully, wearing Spider-Man undies. Oh shit. What's his name? Kevin Spacey. Back at it. Allegedly. I was a Chinese food delivery girl back in high school. This gentleman opened the door very casually, and honestly, I didn't think much of his undies. Can you imagine a 50-year-old nigga coming to the door and some Spider-Man fucking draws? Come on, fam. What was really funny, from the other room I hear what I assume to be his wife call out, is that Chinese or pizza, did I win? The man saw the white plastic bag and sighed, you won. Oh shit. As he was closing the door after giving a generous tip, all I could hear was a celebratory woo from the woman. These are some creepy ass people, man. So that nigga had on some Spider-Man drawers. She probably had on some Incredible Hulk, an Incredible Hulk thong. The tip was those 2 slices. There's some cheap ass bastards, man. For real. The baddest of the bunch. I once delivered pizza, and yo, by the way, has anybody up in here, have any of y'all ever delivered pizza? Like, have y'all ever had a delivering job where y'all had to deliver food? Chat. I once delivered pizza to what seemed like a gang house. Oh shit. I pulled up, and there were all these intimidating dudes with tattoos and bandanas, all wearing the same colored clothes. I puckered up and felt my scrotum. What the? I puckered up and felt my scrotum shrivel. I don't even want to read this no more. I don't even want to read this no more. As I awkwardly shuffled past them with a bunch of pieces to ring the doorbell, they were all staring me down, and it felt like the longest walk ever. The person who ordered the pizza must have been the head honcho because he looked like the baddest of the bunch. The total was like $70, and he gave me a $100 bill and told me to keep the change, boss. I bolted out of there and returned back to the pizza place on autopilot because I was so scared. That's crazy. Always Raina says she said she too bougie to deliver. She said it ain't delivery, it's the giorno, Nico. Miss Solo Miss Solo says the only time I delivered any food was through the 18-wheeler. Always Raina says scrotum shrivel. Like I don't what does that even mean? I've been on this earth for 27 years. My scrotum never shriveled. So I don't know what the fuck this brother's talking about. Fuck is this man on? The fuck? Not one to ruin a good time. I delivered pizza to a house. The instructions said to open the gate and go into the backyard and knock on the back door. Now I was really early. I showed up at their door probably 12 to 15 minutes after they had placed the order, as we were very slow. As I entered the backyard, I heard really loud moaning coming from the open window and realized the customers was doing the freaky deaky. My man's scrotum was shriveling, or whatever the fuck, shivering, whatever the fuck he said. Pause. I'm not the one to ruin a good time, so I decided to wait until they finish. Before I knocked on the door, I just stood there in their backyard with a pizza in my hand for a good 10 minutes. Yo, what? One of the neighbors heard what was going on and saw me in there, and decided to pop outside and just stand there staring at me the whole time, making sure I'm not stealing anything. Anyway, the most awkward 10 minutes of my life. Brother, you made that shit awkward. Fam. Yo. He said, I thought balls shrivel when they get cold. Apparently his balls shrivel when he's scared. Oh, shit. Solo going in. She said the only balls she got is on her chest. Don't make no damn sense. I don't make no damn sense. So my man's right here. He is waiting, like he's watching or waiting for the people to stop having sex while somebody is watching him watch the niggas wait to have like stop having sex. What is I would have said y'all niggas need to put some clothes on. I got shit to do. What the fuck? The splash zone. A man answered the door in a robe. Once again, you can already guess his race. Respectfully, the robe was closed. Well, that's surprising. But I guess he wasn't wearing underwear. There you go. Because as we're exchanging money, a stream of piss starts to fall between his legs and right onto his fucking carpet. He doesn't seem to notice or just doesn't care. My man opened the door in a robe and then he proceeds to fucking piss on himself. Nice. I take a big step back out of the splash zone and he just keeps making small talk while the nigga is continuing to piss on himself. Yo, what is my man talking about? Like, what conversation are you trying to have with another person? Like, you pissing on yourself? What the fuck? What are you saying? So, yeah, how long have you been in the area? You hear the shit like soaking into the. All right. Anyway, telling you, man. That can't be a nigga. I'm sorry. Niggas don't do shit like that. This is a robbery. I know of a kid who was a drug addict that had pizza delivered to his house. Once he heard the doorbell, he walked out his back door with a ski mask on and robbed the delivery driver in front of his own home. Savage. After that, he walked back around the home and opened the front door from inside, pretending to be surprised that the guy was robbed. That was a nigga. Yes. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the type of behavior niggas do. Niggas don't piss on themselves. A nigga will rob you with a ski mask on, take the shit off, and then pretend what happened? What happened? Pissy Pete. Idiot ended up getting arrested, but it was the worst plan ever hatched by someone I knew. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's kind of a good plan. That's kind of a good plan. If he came from like a different direction, like if he came from across the street or some shit like that, or like maybe like he hopped out of a car and then he robbed him or whatever, and then he came and then like whatever, he disappeared and he came out the house. It was like, oh my god, that's not a bad plan. But he came out the back of his house. It's like coming from, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, I seen you come out your own house to rob me. Probably had on the same fucking outfit too. Or Always Raining says, freak a leak delivery stories. Too many peeping toms on this one. Yeah, these are fucking weird, man. These are fucking out there. That's funny though. I never heard of some shit like that. I never heard of some nigga robbing somebody and then pretending. That's funny. Coming. Pause. I was delivering a pizza, and after I knocked on the door, I heard a far away voice yell, coming. So I waited. After about a minute, I hear the same voice a little closer yell, almost there, just wait. This continues for several minutes, with the voice coming closer and closer until the person finally reaches the door and opens it. I'm expecting to see someone at eye level. However, instead, I'm greeted by a smiling person on the floor who had no legs and dragged themselves across the house to answer the door. She was a vegetable. I offered to put the pizza inside for them in the kitchen, and they were pretty appreciative. That is some like exorcism shit. You said crackhead moves. Yo, if I pulled up to somebody and they like, yo, ain't it called one of them the chairs? What is you doing? That bitch was hungry. She done dragged herself across the whole damn house. She was hungry. Salute. I thought they was gonna say she was a midget. Salute. That bitch was built like a zucchini. Salute though, respectfully. Damn, if I see a nigga with no legs dragging himself across the house on some exorcism shit, like I said, I'm putting the pizza down and I'm walking away. I don't want no parts of that, man. I don't want no parts of that. Y'all know in all them scary movies, how the motherfucker be crawling across the floor mad fast like and shit? Fuck that. Fuck that. You better have legs when I pull up, bitch. Respectfully. Full of weird shit. So I delivered like 5 pieces to this guy once. I had to ring the doorbell several times before he came to the door. When he got there, he didn't really say anything except to come on in real quick. Now, you aren't supposed to go in people's houses, but I decided, who cares? I can defend myself. I get inside this guy's huge house and it's full of weird shit. There was a full suit of armor right by the door. And somewhere he had this Halloween CD playing creepy, deep voiced laugh. And at that moment, that bitch realized she fucked up. That nigga was on some jigsaw shit. When he's searching, while he's searching for his wallet, the biggest dog I've ever seen walks up to me and falls at my feet, pushing me over. So I'm sitting next to a suit of armor, petting this huge ass dog, waiting for this middle-aged man to pay me. He gave me a $40 tip. Damn. Miss Solo said, no legs, gotta eat too. How do you shit if you ain't got no legs? You be on the toilet on some Mr. Potato shit. How do you shit if you ain't got no legs? I'm not being disrespectful. I really want to, I might Google this shit after the stream. How do you shit if you ain't got no legs? You're just gonna be rolling around the damn toilet bowl and shit. Arms be strong as fuck. Damn. She was a roundabout. So if they grab you, you're fucked. That's a fact. He gave that chick a $40 tip, man. That's crazy. He was like, you know what? I almost took your ass down to the dungeon, but because you was nice to my overgrown dog, because you was nice to my dog, and you ain't clown me for having this armor over here, I'm gonna let you live tonight. Bring your ass back over here. Take you downstairs. Let him keep the rest. I delivered pieces for a few years in college. One of my deliveries to a hotel had a guy answer the door in nothing but boxers and a beanie. Crackhead moves. We trade money for pizza, and as I give him his change, I hear another guy yell, unseen from behind the corner, if he's cute, let him keep the rest. The guy at the door hands me back the change and smiles. I wasn't sure how to react, so I just turned and left. All right. Completely naked. I was a delivery boy for an Asian restaurant for a while. Had a delivery down a sketchy, very bumpy road in the back of my small town near all those trailers. When they answered the door, there was a 50 to 60-year-old lady standing completely naked in front of me. What is wrong with these people? As well as two men of the same age sitting on the couch with their dongs out, again, completely naked. What the fuck? What? See, I never experienced none of this when I was delivering, man. I experienced people that's like, they just trying to eat. I pull up, they either standing on the damn by the mailbox outside. They don't even, you know what I'm saying? They just like, nigga, I want my food, leave. That's it. I never experienced this shit. My man pulled up to a house full of naked niggas. I obviously got out of there as fast as possible. I took her signature and nearly ran away. She yelled at me through the window, come inside with us. And I said, fuck no. As I was walking away, and she proceeded to curse at me as I jogged back to my car. God damn. Miss Solo says they was trying to get a threesome popping. Imaginary money. The guy who answered the door looked like he had just seen a ghost and was a little jittery, so I'm pretty sure he was on some kind of drugs. Anyway, he handed me $10 for a $15 bill and tries to go back inside really quick. I realized that he didn't hand me enough money, so I knock on the door and tell the guy he still owed me $5. So he starts patting his pockets and finally pulls his hand out to as if to give me more money, but he has nothing in his hand. He extended his hand to give me this imaginary money and was visually surprised when I wasn't fooled by his trickery. The guy does this 2 or 3 more times before having me call my manager to attempt to use his card to pay, even though I'm sure he knew it wouldn't work. At this point, he goes back inside. He just heard his roommate come in, and and is going to borrow money from him. So I wait and I wait until I knock again. The guy cracks the door, seizes me, and closes the door again really quick. Like he was surprised I didn't go away. Eventually, after about 10 minutes of annoyance and feeling like I might get stabbed, I told the guy I either needed money or the food, which he reluctantly gave back. What in the fuck? Miss Sola says a lot of these people have that 1970s porn fetish. Mailman show up, the porn music start, and it's on and popping. Debbie goes Dallas. What the fuck? Yo. What is happening, man? What is happening? You can really be on some fucking it puts the lotion on its skin type shit, delivering some fucking food, man. How many we okay, we got two more, y'all. We got two more. Bear with me. Bear with me. Remember we was talking last night about the dude, his whole goddamn arm had to get amputated because he ate sushi. Keep the change, pal. This is definitely one of the most memorable deliveries I had when I worked as a driver for this Japanese restaurant. It was sent to his house with an order of a steak hibachi and a couple of sushi rolls that added up to like almost $20. I like to call before I got to a place just to give people a bit of a heads up. So by the time I got to the door, it was already open. In the doorway stood a chubby kid, about 9 or 10 years old, that reminded me a lot of the kid from Bad Santa, but without the curly hair. I told him the total. As I pass off his food, he hands me a $20 bill, and with a straight face, he smugly says, "Keep the change, nickel." Immediately after, he closes the door, and I stood there for a second trying to process what just happened. When I got back to my car, I noticed the time and realized it was way too early for that kid to be home from school. I couldn't help but laugh at the whole situation. No wonder he sounded a bit cocky when he told me I could keep the 40 cent and change. The kid probably faked being sick so he could stay home or he could stay from school, and was probably in there watching TV or video games while eating sushi and feeling like a big shot. I would have kicked that kid straight in the fucking throat, man. I would have kicked that nigga in the throat. Like, for real. Hold on. Debbie does Domino's. Who the fuck is Debbie? Who is Debbie? And Domino's delivery drivers. Um, Who the fuck is Debbie? Let me see. Not so shy guy. I rang the doorbell, and a woman about my age, 23 at the time, opened the door. We were going through the usual exchange of pizza and money when another woman who appeared to be her mother began walking towards us. "Well, if you're not going to do it, I will," she said, while at the same time removing her shirt. I was somewhat taken back and must have looked confused while keeping eye contact with the young woman who was visibly embarrassed. "Don't be shy. You can look at him. You know," the mother said. I glanced down at her boobs, then up to her face, and gave a nod of approval. I looked back at the daughter. She said thank you and walked back to my car. They tip well too. So pretty, decent delivery, if I'm honest. What in the world? You said Debbie is a 1970s porn star? What in the world? Miss Solo says, "A time when females look like they kept buckwheat in between their legs." What the fuck? Yeah, I'll be honest with y'all. I've never seen no goddamn 70s porn, man. I know they be having some hairy ass fucking vagina. You looking like a whole fucking rainforest in that shit. What's this? But yeah, family. That's pretty much it. I wanted to do a video on these stories. I was ordering from Uber Eats and I fucked around and saw some reviews, and some reviews led me to some pictures. And then, long story short, I just can't unsee what the fuck I saw. Book, yeah, let me see. I don't know. What the hell is, I don't even know what buckwheat is. What the fuck? Please, I hope some shit don't pop up on here. Get me in trouble. I'm already on my second channel. Please don't get me in trouble, Miss Solo. God damn. Hold on. Buckwheat. What is buckwheat? What the fuck is this? What is, now why would they do that? Hold on. Buckwheat. This is buckwheat? Or is this right? You talking about this shit? He says 70s porn equals straight comedy. Buckwheat is from the Little Rascals. Oh shit. Nah, I saw the Little Rascals. He said you could hide a small African village in that shit. Man. Yeah, I don't know about that. Was niggas eating pussy back then in the 70s? Because that don't even sound appetizing. That don't even sound appetizing. So that's it. You just saying this is what 1970s porn stars, this is how they was moving down there. Buckwheat Afro Putch. Cooter hair. All right. She said, imagine that hair on a woman's vagina. The thing is though, I don't want to. That's the thing. That's the thing, you know? Yeah, let me hop up into these tweets real fast. I'm gonna let y'all go. 17 tweets about fast food that are way too real. That burger is looking like I don't know. I don't know what I like more, food or pussy. I'll be honest. I'm leaning towards food. This person says nothing is a symbol of the duality of life like McDonald's fries. When you get them done right, hot and well seasoned, they're amazing. When you get them cold and limp, they're like wet toothpicks. That's a fucking fact. This person says Nas really dropped an album that people waited 6 years for, and it came and went faster than the freshness of McDonald's fries. Yo, this is another reason why I made this video. You ever order a fucking pizza and the nigga pull up and then you open this shit and it look like this? What the fuck? This ain't nothing but skin flap. Nigga done ate the whole pizza. That ain't nothing but skin flap in a box. I'm tight how Miss Solo's still talking about how much hair was on 1970s vagina. That's not a good look. You be pulling hair out your mouth for days. This person says they should ask for your ID when you order a Sprite from McDonald's, because man, I don't get it. KFC chips are the worst, and it's funny because they give you bear like it's pet. I don't get it. When the pizza delivery guy says, how are we doing tonight, ladies? Enjoy your meals. And there's just one of me. Does that mean I ordered too much food? This person says, me, oh my God, I need to go to the bathroom really badly. Wife, okay, we're almost home. Me panicking, no, pull over to that McDonald's. I run in. Me, give me 2 Big Macs fast. I gotta get home. to pee. Womp, womp, womp. After watching commercials for 31 years, I can solidly confirm that fried chicken products look their best when flying casually into the air, maybe over a flame. That's a fact. This person says, when the guy in Burger King says, welcome back again, that's when you know. Oh my God, my car accidentally drove to Taco Bell again, shaking my head. I hate when it does that. I'll be honest with y'all. Taco Bell is straight up fucking cat food, but that shit tastes pretty good when you ain't got no fucking money. For real. It tastes good as hell. That's some low, you know what I'm saying? That's some depression shit for me, but it is what it is. Burger King coffee is so bad when you drink it, you're more awake because you think, wow, this coffee was terrible. It's a real confusing mixture of pride and deep shame when drive-through workers recognize you and know your order because you come so often. I'm trying to remember when fried chicken left us, that it's now having a resurgence. Hitting rock bottom is having your car run out of gas in a drive-through line and having to push your car up to the window to receive your 40-piece McNuggets like your fucking Fred Flintstone. Yo, I've seen that shit happen in this show that I watched. There's a TV show. There's a TV show called King of Queens. And the main character is I can't remember his fucking name. Kevin something. Kevin James, I think it is. And in the show, he works at a delivery. He's a delivery truck driver. So he took his delivery truck to like a fast food place, but he didn't run out of gas. His truck got stuck on, you know, when you go to the delivery the drive-through places and they say like you can't go over this height or whatever. The man took his delivery truck through the shit and it got stuck and they had to tow the shit out of the drive-through. Yo, that shit was hilarious. So when am I putting women on the panel so y'all can talk shit? Well, it has to be a situation where Always Raining is on the panel. Miss Solo is on the panel. Keys to Win is on the panel. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a situation where a couple of y'all can be up on here. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all wild as fuck over here enlightening me and educating me on 1970 porn, and I didn't even ask. Got fired from my 4th fast food job in a row for asking, do you want a shake with that at the drive-through window and then twerking for 5 minutes no matter what they answered. All right. So a lot of fuck shit going on Twitter today. I'm gonna be going live today from this channel. I want to make a couple more videos today. But I appreciate y'all. You said y'all about to clown my accent. Stop being scary, Always Raining. Stop being scary. Get you some red in you. Get you some red wine. Pop a perk. You'll be all right. But I appreciate y'all for coming through, rocking with me. Shout out Miss Solo. Shout out Always Raining, and shout out Keys to Win for hopping in. Like I said, I'm going to be going live today from this channel. Might have some special guests on, might not. Fuck it. It is what it is. But definitely want y'all to hit that like button, hit that dislike button. Either way, it's all love. Hop up in them comments. Let me know your craziest delivery food story. I want to know. I want to be all up in your fucking business. All right. And remember, subscribe. It's low key.